Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Download the app today and sign up with promo code SPORTS365 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code SPORTS365. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 and up, 19 and up in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 and up, and in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and must be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details.
Welcome into the top five. I'm Paul Catalina. This is brought to you by Flag Anthem. Go to flagandanthem.com. Use our promo code 365sports for a discount at check-in. I can see that a lot of you have done that, and we appreciate it, and so do they. You won't regret it. They've got great stuff at flagandanthem.com. Number 5 on our list of hot seat check-ins. Maybe it's just not a fit. I am shocked about this. I thought this was a great hire for Michigan State. Jonathan Smith, it's just maybe not a fit there. And I think they'll probably give it another year, but they can't win in the Big Ten right now. They don't look much different than they did a couple years ago. They're struggling to find their footing, and maybe this is just not a fit. I think maybe it goes another year, but I think as they continue to lose and other coaches do get fired, you'll start to see his name move up the hot seat list week after week. It's just not working for Sparty right now and Jonathan Smith. And I think he's a fantastic coach, but maybe he's a better fit culturally somewhere else. Number 4, this was a bad idea. Bill Belichick. I've not put him on any of these hot seat lists, and I can't believe I haven't. But because there's been like other people who are like maybe more in the fire, but Billy Napier getting fired this week allowed me to take a step back and go, who really needs to be on here? Bill Belichick needs to be on here. Michael Lombardi, who came with him, needs to go too. They need to really rethink of what they've done at North Carolina and start over. This is not good. Belichick's personal life is too crazy. He's still a fantastic football legendary coach, but college football is different. Bill Belichick is old. He's not going to change his ways too much. And they've approached this with such arrogance that it's just not going to work. When you take a new job, when you do anything, you need to take it with confidence and humility. They have not done this in any kind of humble fashion. This is, we know more than everybody else. We've been doing it. We've got 6 Super Bowls, blah, 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 blah. Well, no, it's different. And in the words of the great poet Kendrick Lamar, sit down, be humble. Number 3, what is a touchdown? Luke Fickell hasn't seen one in 2 weeks. Back-to-back shutouts, Iowa and Ohio State. This hire has not worked for whatever reason. Now, Wisconsin sent out the bat signal of like, hey, if you give us more money, maybe we can make it work. But also that might be the back signal is, hey, if you give us more money, we'll definitely fire him and move on and go get somebody else. But Luke Fickell's time at Wisconsin has been shockingly to me. Same thing with Jonathan Smith. I think Luke Fickell and Jonathan Smith are outstanding coaches, brilliant guys, but it's not working for whatever reason, and they need a fresh start. Jim Leonard is probably just sitting there waiting by his phone to get this call that he probably should have gotten the last time around. Number 2, the QB misunderstander. Not sure what the opposite of whisperer is, but Hugh Freeze is not that anymore. He hasn't had good quarterbacks in his time at Auburn, and he had a very highly recruited one that jumped in there in the transfer portal in Jackson Arnold that he has not made better. He's supposed to be this offensive genius. Well, either too many people are calling the plays or not enough people are calling the plays or the wrong guys are calling the plays, but that offense is a travesty to college football right now. It's especially a travesty to a really good defense he has. Keldrick Falk is one of the highest rated defensive players in the country, and people aren't talking about him because Auburn's so bad at offense, they keep losing games. They were in control of that game against Mizzou last week until they weren't, and then they lost it in overtime. They lost again. Can't win in the SEC, has continually not. We all know where this is headed, and Hugh Freeze is no longer a QB whisperer. He's out of that club until he proves otherwise. But right now, Auburn's just trying to figure out what they've got to do. His buyout is not really that prohibitive at $15 million compared to this guy's buyout. Mike Norvell, they're not responding this week after a fourth consecutive loss in the ACC and a record-breaking four-game losing streak in his tenure at Florida State. No one since Darryl Mudra has had one. Not Bobby Bowden, not Jimbo Fisher, not even Willie Taggart. Mike Norvell's tenure at Florida State can be summed up in 119-game winning streak, which was amazing and special and wonderful, and then wild inconsistencies across the board. They cannot keep going down this path at Florida State, and by season's end, he will likely be gone. Michael Alford, the AD, sent out a statement this week saying that they will review the program at season's end. I think that's due in part to three factors. One, the new rules mean that players can't really jump in the transfer portal right away, so they can work on retaining some of the good players they have, and they do have some good players, especially on the offensive side of the ball, that they need to retain. They will lose a lot on the offensive line. There's a very veteran, out-of-eligibility offensive line. They'll lose the quarterback, so they need to work on building a plan and a budget for next year. They also need to work on figuring out the $8 million extra a year over the next 5 or 6 years that they're going to have to pay Mike Norvell to go away because of the buyout is massive. It's going to cost them $100 million between the old staff and the new staff in buyouts and new contracts. So they're raising that money now. But Michael Alford's also put himself in the crosshairs if he does not get this right. So he has to get this right, hiring Mike Norvell's eventual replacement. Anytime you hear a vote of confidence, which we got one from Wisconsin and FSU this week, it means the coach is likely on the chopping block. That's going to do it for this edition of the Top 5. Next week, when we do the hot seat check-in, look for new additions. Perhaps Brian Kelly, a loss at home at night to a rival, could put you squarely on the hot seat at LSU. Heck, everybody's firing their coaches. Maybe it's the thing to do. But I do warn you, if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you fire your coach too? Sometimes maybe it's not the best thing, but I do think in certain instances, it probably needs to happen. That's going to do it for the Top 5. Let's go to the carnival, people.